Hey people, it's me again. Anyways, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Prop 8 federal trial. There's been some story on the San Francisco Chronicle that the judge, Van Walker, has come out and declared that he's gay, and so this also is going to probably be like another issue itself there, where the Yes on 8 people are going to say like, oh, him being gay puts us some sort of conflict of interest, and that the whole case should be thrown out, and blah 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 blah, and there'd be other people who would say that, like me, who would say, well, it shouldn't really have any bearing on that whatsoever, because it would be the same thing about a woman judge making a ruling on abortion cases, or a black judge making a ruling on a black civil rights case, or so on and so forth, and that it shouldn't really be make any bearing on what the case is actually about, just because of who they are and who they represent, because they have to be impartial regardless. And then the fact that since he was also appointed by a Republican, and so, anyways, even if he's going to overturn Prop 8, they're going to still basically call him an activist judge, even though he was already appointed by the first President Bush. And then the fact that he was also made the chief judge by the second President Bush. So this is just one of those little things, again, where the social conservatives label any judge that disagrees with their views an activist judge, even if they're a Republican, and even if they were appointed by a Republican. It's just how it was almost 2 years ago with the NRA marriage cases, where they said about the activist judges there with the California State Supreme Court, when 3 of the 4 of the judges who voted in favor of gay marriage were appointed by Republican governors. And in the same way with the judge who originally overturned Prop 22 in the trial court, who was also appointed by a Republican. And then it probably goes the same thing with other issues there, that they would label them an activist judge, even though they just simply disagree with what they believe with, which is kind of strange, So, even if they're a Republican appointed judge, or even if they're a Republican themselves, they're still labeled an activist judge, just because they're interpreting the Constitution itself, and interpreting the law, and seeing that certain laws are unconstitutional by such as limiting the rights of a minority, just because you don't like what they do behind closed doors, or just because you think a 2,000-year-old book says it's wrong, or a lot of other reasons not to like them. And I could go on and on and on and on about this, but I only have about, 10 minutes to explain that, but I don't really have enough time to do that. So, anyways, till next time.